I've realized like I really do got to stop eating. It's like that is like my special pair. That is my pair. Like that's like my late night snack.
Ew, dude.
Isn't that bad?
Your late night snack is chocolate milk and Takis.
I literally do it right before I sleep.
Oh God, dude.
Literally,
that's horrible.
my fingers are still red. Dude.
Oh my God.
And you know what's even messed up?
Wow.
It was a family size bag. So there was no limit, dude. Family size bag of Takis and a glass of chocolate milk.
Oh, only one glass of milk?
Only one glass.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I limited myself to one glass.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's all like a fucking. It's like a 3 foot 3-foot margarita
it's a
glass.
gravity bong filled with chocolate milk.
It's a 3-yarder, dude, and I got it from Fat Tuesdays. I'm just like, oh yeah, it's one. The doctor said one glass.
Has like 3 perks. You want hot chocolate?
as you're like drinking it, it's like bubble. Dude, that's my thing.
Wow.
Takis and chocolate milk.
I mean, I usually go for cookies and milk, but I try not to eat spicy food with milk too late at night. Yeah.
You know what's
every
going
time
on?
I do, it's the worst decision ever.
Do you know what's going on in my body right now?
World War II.
Literally, dude.
Vietnam. I don't know.
Literally, they're in the trees. Yeah, dude. I'm actually losing a kidney right now from that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I just thought of something scary.
What?
A bunch of freaking soldiers with talkie fingers, and then they just go for your eyes.
Oh,
and they never wash their hands or anything.
Well,
and
dude, why do you think Mexican kids don't get kidnapped so much by?
Wait, what? Shoot.
No, they probably get kidnapped a lot. That's not a joke.
Oh,
no, but could you imagine? Yeah, like you're a kid.
Yeah,
you're like a Mexican kid on the side of the road, and then they're like, "Hey, come into my van or whatever." And then he's like, "Okay, yeah," and he's with the Cheeto fingers, dude. Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, dude, this is why I only go for white kids who don't eat seasoned food." I'm like, yeah, dude. Yeah, that'd be bad. Like, no,
smart.
Could you imagine? They're like, yeah, come in. Like, no, wait, actually, yeah.
That's pretty smart.
That's something you probably never hear. Like, like people are like, hey, come, I have candy in my van. It wouldn't be Mexican candy because then it's like, you don't want chile in the eyes, dude. You get chile in the eyes. That's bad stuff.
Gotta watch out for that.
Yeah, man. You know, my stomach is hurting so bad.
You're gonna have to take a pause break for a
I might have to take a little pause break, dude, or I might blow a hole in this chair. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Hunchback Insomniac with Nahum and Zack, episode 10.
Double digits.
I
already know what 10 is.
Well, 10's X.
X.
That's scary.
Wow, that is
we
scary.
should break that down.
Yeah. X marks the spot.
What is going on with this X thing?
X is gonna give it to you.
X gonna give it to you. You know what I mean? Dude,
Yeah.
we might cut that because that sounded way too much like DMX, dude.
Yeah.
Wow, that was really good.
That's a copyright. That's a copyright flag, dude. Stop.
You know what I mean? Oh yeah,
they're gonna flag us for copyright.
They're straight up gonna flag us.
He has arisen.
There's been a lot about the X, man. There's been a lot about the X, dude.
Yeah.
Like, first, why is Elon so obsessed with it? Second, why has it been used in so many different cultures? Like, I was listening to the Manson thing. thing.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember
Manson
this now.
had that,
you told me about,
when he had the S symbol on his head, you know, the Yawaka?
Yeah.
Yeah. It started as an X, and as the trial went on, he turned it into a Watawaka. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Which means if we're just going off of history repeats itself, Elon Musk, his X, is slowly going to transition into a blah, 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 hee-ha.
Could you imagine, dude? Just one day, he's like, so I've figured out a new symbol for X where actually it's not going to be X anymore. It's going to be ha-ha-ha-ka. You know,
and everyone's just like, all the Teslas just have it too.
I feel like everybody would be like, man, that's... All right, but don't call him a Yahi, though, okay? Don't call him... It's just this... He's rebranding it. I think that's
sign a peace.
Yeah, everybody would be like that, dude. Because
I mean, I think it would be split 50-50, I bet, of the nations, which would probably be on purpose.
Yeah. Well, of course. Of course.
It's like always one of those things.
Did we really break into this pod immediately just talking about that? Yeah, I mean, it
is kind of.
I'm just kind of waiting for everybody.
And you did say that the other day, the X thing with Charles.
Yeah, that was weird.
That's weird. I always just assumed that he just went straight into the mirror and just carved it right into it and didn't.
No, it started as an X.
He slowly turned it into.
Yeah, when I heard that, I was like, why have I never?
So weird.
And
yeah, I don't know.
Well, what's weird as well is I heard it off credible sources. It was Forbidden History.
Oh,
if you watch Forbidden History or was it not Forbidden? Yeah, it might have been Forbidden History or something like that. One of those Spotify conspiracy pages. And I was just listening to it, and they said that over the trial period, it went from X to Hawaka. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. That is wild. I think that's wild. And then if you look at like X throughout history, there was one of the prophets, or not one of the prophets, one of the disciples was crucified on the X.
Oh yeah, which is gonna be in his new movie. What's his face?
Really?
Yeah, it's gonna follow the disciples.
Oh wow!
And the killing of all them.
Yeah.
Is apparently, and what they went through.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name right now. Why am I blanking his name?
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson. Yeah,
Mel Gibson.
The new. I forget what he's calling it, but apparently I read something that it's gonna be.
Well, yeah, I mean, because they
had the disciples, and then pretty much what happened after.
Yeah, the disciples had a crazy time after Jesus, man. So like, if you break down what the disciples did right after Jesus, the reason why Peter, is so is such like a stable is because right after the crucifixion of Jesus, Peter went and started preaching, like right after, and followed so he just watched this man get crucified because of preaching the word of God. He just watched him die in the most craziest, I read it and it brings me to tears, just the worst way possible. Watched him get thrown through the streets, denied him, and right after goes and preaches those same words to 3,000 people. That's insane. That's courage. That's meaning. That tells you that when you have this initial destiny to do something, you do it, and it means so much that his name Rock. It's because Jesus knew that was going to be
Peter,
the Rock. Yeah, yeah. Petre means rock.
Whoa, Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Rock Johnson.
Was Peter from the Bible?
No.
Oh,
that's whoa.
No, but what if Dwayne the Rock
plays?
Is
Peter?
Is he religious?
How cool
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
How
is
cool
he religious?
How cool would that be if Dwayne the Rock Johnson
is Peter
played Peter in the new Mel Gibson thing because he's the Rock?
Yeah, that would. Yeah. I mean, Mel Gibson, if you watch this,
can you please? That would be so awesome.
That's what, yeah. That would make the movie going from at least, hitting the box office number one to probably breaking the world record for
Can you smell what God is cooking?
Yeah. Oh, dude. And then, what's his name? Not Triple H, Goldberg or?
Yeah, some like the one guy.
Goldberg, I think was named.
Well, hey, actually, let's just cast them all. Let's cast them all.
If all the disciples were just WWE guys.
Well, if we have the Rock, no. We have the Rock. We have the Rock as Peter, right?
Peter.
Wait. Peter. Hey, Peter. Hey, Peter.
I'm surprised you haven't done that yet.
Hey, Peter. If he's casted as Peter. Well,
that
okay.
Actually a pretty good one too.
So if he's casted, you know who needs to be in that movie, right? Kevin Hart.
Oh,
because they're contracted together. Yep. I'm pretty sure it's some.
No, it's a thing. They're contracted together.
You know, cool. You know, it'd be so cool.
What
if you had Kevin Hart as David and The Rock is Goliath.
Oh, dude, it would be like
that would be really cool.
They would, if they did it right, it could be like a funny, good version.
Have you been watching? There's this new show called House of David.
I've seen that. I haven't watched it yet though. Is it good?
Dude, it's good.
All right, I'll
it's a
check
real
it out.
story. It's Old Testament. So in the Old Testament, they don't have a lot to work with in the sense of like what you could turn into a movie. So there is a lot of scenes that aren't actually in the Bible. They kind of added to it. So don't take anything you see from what.
Well, I'm sure they. Did they write that at the beginning?
I don't think they do, but I think they know that if you are a true believer or whatever, you can tell the difference. But I think a lot of it is just to make it theatrical.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, I did not know you were Native American.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
now that you say that, next in a couple weeks or whenever, Jack the Giant Slayer is going to be on Netflix. But then dude, they're pushing a lot of like, unless it's in my algorithm on my streaming platforms, but it seems like you have the same stuff, David. So David and whatever it's called. What is it? David and Goliath?
Yeah, the House of David.
Oh, House of David.
Yeah.
It's like House of Dragon, but House of David.
Well, it's because that's
David. It was his tribe, or not?
Well, like the tribes or
David,
the houses. Yeah.
Well,
he's the tribe of Judah. So the 12 tribes of Abraham, they broke off. And you have the different tribes like owned different parts of Jerusalem, like not owned, but like had different houses. Houses being like a big kingdom that had walls around it and all that, like a town almost. Like for instance, the king of Jerusalem at the time was Saul before David, and he had like a big Philistine castle. Then that's where they lived.
Okay,
yeah,
I haven't gotten to that part yet
because they conquered it. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, what were you saying though?
Oh, I was just saying there's a lot of giant stuff popping up all of a sudden, which is like interesting. Which is like it goes through waves, I feel like, the world with the predictive programming, cuz I'm not going to lie, I feel like some of this stuff is predictive programming that we see.
Oh yeah.
Like the last big thing was like 2014 and then 2012 with like end of world stuff.
Yeah.
And then now we have what's going on now with like Trump obviously being involved again. And then it's weird how like the Giants were kind of talked about the last time in like 2014 a little bit.
Yeah.
It almost became mainstream, but I feel like what if it starts becoming mainstream, like all this, like when we were talking about like the Nephilim earlier on and like when we what if it's like becomes like super mainstream, as in like Trump's literally on there like, yes, giants were real. Okay. Like what if it starts getting weird like that?
What was famous 7 years ago? What was getting really famous 7 to like now?
The vid?
Dude,
like
bro.
Vaccine?
Alien abduction.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Alien abduction in the last 10 years.
Yeah. Huge.
The fuck up, dude.
Super
Everybody
huge.
was like making these... like these new movies on Netflix, everything was alien abduction, the IO and all this like weird shows, and everybody was making these alien abduction shows. It was all that's what everything was about.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything.
Definitely, you're right. Yeah.
So and then now it's drones and aliens and this and that, and then now that we're over it,
kind of we are like
we're fucking over it.
We're not. It's not that we're over it, but we're like used to it. What's that word? We're like accustomed to it.
We're accustomed to it. That's what they wanted. That's
exactly.
What they want. We're over it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't want. We don't care anymore.
Yeah.
We're at that point where if it never happens again, we're like, oh, do you remember when they were talking about aliens?
Yeah.
Like that's how it'd be.
Yeah.
There's so much like, cause what's famous now? What's famous now that everybody's talking about?
I mean, I feel like it's right now maybe like, I don't know, pyramids or something.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and like
religion,
prophecy. Yeah, religion. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody, dude. If you look at everybody's comedy specials,
Rogie had on a couple
look at
big guys.
Everybody's comedy specials.
Yeah,
everybody's podcast. Everybody's movies.
Yeah.
Everybody's shows.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah. Everybody's like taking this side of either mocking or
you're right.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like it's like random stuff, dude. Like I just seen a Hyundai commercial, right? Where the Hyundai commercial was this guy confessing to a priest where he's like, it's too good. I just can't help myself. Blah, blah, like mocking confession.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the priest goes and gets himself a Hyundai. So it's literally the commercial is saying that the guy confessed to a priest and it made the priest want to sin because of the confession was so good. It's literally mocking Catholics, right? Like, we're not Catholic, so I don't feel it as much, but Catholics, probably the saints, they probably see that as like, that's terrible, right? And that's a whole huge company. So like all these companies are making this decision whether they're either going to mock or they're going to go with. Like, for instance, like stuff that I like, right? Like the UFC has officially decided to go with Christ, in my opinion. Okay, what I've seen.
I think you're right, for sure.
What I've seen, the things they have allowed.
I've heard Dana White say stuff before.
Oh, yeah. Everything they have allowed, they're going with Christ, right? Yeah. And then like certain shows that I watch, they're going with Christ. They've been doing these weird episodes where they're like talking about God and stuff. It's very weird stuff. They've done it forever, right? But now it's getting to this point where it's actually like either mockery or not mockery, right? And I think like that's it. Everybody's talking about it. So like I think that's the predictive programming right now is going to be like, you know, the kind of the, you know. I think it's that time.
You're right,
like,
dude.
I think it's a lot longer than we think. Like, for instance, if you listen to this one preacher or this one, he's like a YouTube guy. His name is John Bevere. I think it's John Bevere. He talks about it a lot. Like, we're in the season, which means like we're in the last 50 years, which means it's going to be a lot longer than we think it is. And it's going to take a long time. But that's the part of predictive programming is once it... You know, once it starts, it's down the line, you know. There's a reason, I think there's a reason why like all this JFK stuff's coming out where everybody's hating the Jews. Like everybody hates the Jews now.
Convenient.
It's the Jew. It's
convenient they finally release it right when the most like I don't know. It seems very tense, I guess, for
very tense
the world right now. And then they release it at like one of the most... Not most tense times you could say, but like in recent history, like the last 10 years, probably it's pretty tense right now. Like everyone knows like what the fuck's about to happen kind of thing. And then
we are. Yeah. We are in the most intense thing because
it's just like there's so much potential energy that just needs to be released, bro.
It is,
and that's
burst.
What it is.
Yeah. That's because you know where this was before. This was like in I've been watching that show 1923.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah,
that tells you a lot because it was the same way then. It was like this weird thing that was like
analogy. Yeah.
And then it just burst.
Yep.
World War II. Everybody just lost their shit. Dude, when that happened, and everybody was like, and it kind of like after World War II, everybody's. Oh, okay. Where the world settled, America came in, and now they own everything. All right, everybody's gonna westernize. Okay, let's calm down. And then it came back with all the other stuff about like, you know, when we started going to South America and shit like that. And then like the Cuba stuff. And then, you know, so nobody ever got that. And then the CIA came in and fucked everything up and no one ever got that. And then all the presidents started getting assassinated. And then we had 9/11 and nobody's ever actually got.
And then the 2008 crisis with the housing economy.
And then Afghanistan, nothing actually.
And then the drug crisis with the epidemic in America.
It's the drug crisis. And then COVID happened. COVID put everything on a thing.
Now we have inflation and we're back to like, oh shit, what the fuck is actually going to happen? Is it going to be economy crash? Is it going to be boots on the ground in America?
So that's what it is. Nobody. You know, like, what is it gonna be, energy is so piled up. Is it going to be our
own government?
Dude, it's been like that for like, it's been like this for like 60 years, dude.
Yeah.
That's scary, bro.
I mean, you could say that like maybe COVID was like that, but I don't think I think that was just COVID to add into that fucking potential
was
energy
like
to make it
somebody
like,
walked up to that potential energy and just fucking put a syringe in it.
Yeah, exactly, dude. They're just in it. And what if it, you know, it's like a water mattress or whatever?
Yeah.
You know how
it's gonna burst.
Yeah.
It always gonna burst.
All it takes is like a little
and because
a little tiny poke from a needle.
And we think we're just the only ones feeling it, but the whole world's feeling that amount of you know what I mean? Like even Americans like
we have it good right now, dude.
We have it great. Dude, the fact that we can like walk around and still like decide not to be next to homeless people, like you could still separate yourself from homeless people. Like there's countries where you can't even do that.
No,
not at all. The crisis is everywhere. So yeah, man, it's like it's kind of scary, but at the same time, I feel like
that's what they want though. Sometimes,
yeah,
be scared just as long as you know.
No, it's not scared. I don't think they want you to be scared. I think they want you to be on your toes and constantly be waiting for something to happen. That's why they always keep like changing the narrative to like, you know, when's the aliens going to happen, or when's this going to happen, or when's that going to, and I think that's the point.
For sure.
Like that's the whole point, is to just have you constantly be guessing, because when you're constantly guessing, you don't actually see the problem that's in front of you. You know what I mean? When you're constantly waiting for something around the corner, you don't deal with it, what's in front of you.
Whoa, predictive programming makes it so that normal life is unpredictable.
Ooh, yes. Predictive programming makes it so your normal life is unpredictable.
Yeah.
Because you're waiting for something that is this image that you think is going to happen, but that's never
it's
actually
always constantly changing and like
and
flipping.
It's never actually going to happen. Aliens don't exist. They're not coming to this fucking planet.
I think that's why.
Yeah, dude.
Maybe some people say it's important when we do talk about stuff like this, or other people talk about it, to just kind of like not necessarily have fun with it, but just know that like, I don't know. Well, just have fun, I guess.
Have fun.
Know. Yeah.
Don't get too serious.
Yeah.
Don't get too serious. Like I was having this.
Because it can put you in a, I don't know.
Yeah, like I've been having these conversations with AI.
It can mess you up a little bit, maybe. I don't know.
No, it can. It can give you actual schizophrenia. They talk about it all the time, dude. It can give you real depression. It can give you real schizophrenia. People can actually lose their fucking minds. No, you know what that is? No.
Yeah.
Luigi Mangione.
Luigi Mangione.
That's that.
Yeah.
Is it got to this point where this kid is a fucking kid, and he's just like, dude, oh my God, there's so much going on, and my I got to do so. Bro, that's how that happens. And then after it happens,
what if he was a part of MK though?
Oh no, he's not. No, he's not. He's fucking insane.
Yeah.
It could be actually. That's a really good segue, because it could be what I've been talking about, right?
Dude, where it could be.
One person, right? So this is what I kind of been talking about, having this like theory, and I looked it up, and a couple other people had talked about this, but I was talking about it with AI a lot, and it, like almost every conspiracy matches this. The way I think secret societies work is they take one party, which is your constant. It's like a science experiment, right? Where you take a constant, which is your A. That's your constant at all times. Now, this constant is not a controlled party. This is what people don't understand, I think, is like the constant's not a controlled party. The constant is controlled by, let's say, pretty much, what is it called when like a therapist, right? Like therapy, like knowing how people live their life, knowing like the decisions they make, knowing why they grab a coffee in the morning, how much sugar they put in their coffee. Like there's questions you can ask somebody, and you can tell if they're a sociopath just by answering that question. So why couldn't a secret society mind control people like that, right? Like, so there's one A party that's always constant, which is a non-control party. And then you have the B party, which is not constant, because this always changes, but it's a controlled party, right? So there's always variables being put into team B, but team A always stays constant. And I think that's how they've always done conspiracies, right? Like, for instance, is Luigi kid. So he's an A constant, right? He never changes. You're never going to change Luigi in this scenario. Whoever's controlling the scenario, they're like, okay, this kid, they seen him from fucking Jump, okay? They seen it from Jump, right? When he had the back injury, whatever, they're like, ooh, this could be a good candidate. Then they bring in Control Party B. Control Party B controls Party A because A is an uncontrolled party. So the variables that are put in Control Party B changes the outcomes of Control Party A. So, for instance, he's walking in the library and some girl bumps him. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, what? Wow. What's your name? Blah, 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 blah. Starts talking. Oh, he really gets a liking to her. And then she's like, yeah, my family's also been screwed over by the health industry. I wish somebody would just do something about it. And then out of nowhere, she breaks up with him and leaves, or just stops talking to him, ghost him. And it gets in his head. He's like, oh my God, why? That's Control Party A, not being controlled, letting him act normal. And then another guy bumps into him. This is another variable, Control Party B. That guy's like, oh man, dude, you need a gun? He's like, what? I don't know. I'm just selling guns. You look like the kind of guy who'd need a gun. Boom, buys a gun. Dude, how the fuck does some kid get a silencer? Yeah, I can't get a fucking silencer. You know how hard it is to get a silencer? Bro, so what I'm trying to say is, like, if a secret society wanted something to happen, they leave Control Party A, who's constant, never can do anything more than what a human can just do, right? So, like, this is a great example is Charles Manson, So Charles Manson from a child had all these like random friends and these random people who were in his life that if you look into those people, they were like MK Ultra scientists, CIA operatives, just random control party Bs that were just these random variables that were put in connected to control party A that just led him up to this final outcome because they just let him act natural like a fucking psychopath would. Dude, you can take this same example and you can throw this into anything. Like Oswald, who shot JFK. Oswald had these random friends that brought him to Cuba, and then they did this, blah, 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 blah. Dude, it's all random shit. And then they just throw a control party C in there, right? CIA, right? Now that's a scapegoat. So as long as they have this guy who's constant, these little control party Bs that nobody realizes is happening, and then a scapegoat that they're like, oh no, these guys just wanted to kill him because, you know, that he was going to dismantle them. So they planned this whole thing to kill him. And everybody just goes, yeah, it's the CIA. They don't understand that if you find the root where who's controlling party B, that's when you learn shit. Is because whoever's connecting these people, like who in Charles Manson's thing, who the fuck told the guy who worked in MK Ultra, who told this guy to work at this little boy's home? Who told him to work around Charles Manson? Who did that? It's not the CIA. Because you look into it, the CIA didn't contract this guy to go. No. They don't know why. They don't know why MK Ultra scientists started working around a dude named Charles. No one knows. It's like, who find the guy that walked up to him and was like, hey man, I got a job for you. Find that guy. And then you find the guy who told him, and then you find out what's going on. But this is what happens. You go, okay, let's find the guy who started working at the place, right? Oh, he died. Oh, damn, he died. What? No, that's crazy. How did he die? All right, well, let's find the guy that contracted him. Who was the last guy that fired him from the MK Ultra project and then offered him he's fucking dead? They're all dead? That's what happens, dude. I bet you if you try to find the guy that sold Luigi Mangialeone that gun and that silencer, I bet you he's dead.
Yeah, probably.
Like,
for sure.
It's just how it is, dude. It's how it is, man. It's crazy. And I think that them killing people like that is also leads to the whole mystery of it. Cause now it's like, you know, it's like really who cut that end off?
Yeah.
And then it's too easy to say CIA or something like that. I don't know. It's a conspiracy that I've been, getting into and it's kind of like connects to everything, bro. Like this Trump shooter, like the Trump shooter kid was the constant and the whole constant was him and Trump. Like, for instance, I think they were okay with Trump dying that day.
Probably.
I think, in my opinion, this is what I think. I think they were okay with it. The people that were in the group, they would have been okay with him dying that day because they already had somebody who would have slipped in that spot so fucking quick that you wouldn't have been able to even make a conspiracy because there would have been somebody already there. Right. And I think because Trump didn't die, they were like, oh, yeah, thank God. You know what I mean? Like, they were like, heck yeah. It even made, well, probably not thank God, but they were like, this made everything even better because then Trump does the whole fight. Dude,
yeah,
I think that's their whole thing is they always let the naturalness of it keep going because as long as it's natural as hell, it kind of keeps it, like, oh no, are you kidding me? They couldn't have faked that. They couldn't have faked a shot like that. And people died. It's all natural. Oh no, that's just some natural stuff that happened. This kid just was able to get his, blah, blah, blah over there. And it was probably the left side that let him do. See, they always have control party A or non-control party, control party B. That's always constant changing. Like for instance, this, bro, this is what I thought about. Sniper's got his aim on him the whole time. Sniper's the natural guy, right? No, Sniper's the natural guy.
Right.
This is the control party B. This is the secret society guy. Hey man, this kid's on this this kid's on this roof, dude. I think I need to shoot him, man. I think I should shoot him. Bro, hey, if you shoot that kid, they're going to have you on the news. They're going to have you all over the place because I don't see a gun. And then the sniper's like, what? Dude, are you, dude, I see what I'm seeing. No, man, I don't see nothing. Dude, he's shot. You better shoot him. Then he looks up. Where? Hey, did anybody see the officer that was assigned to me? No, there was no officer assigned to me. What are you guys talking? All right, yeah, I'll be over there to fill out paperwork in a second. Dude, that's exactly probably, you see how they control party B always changes, where it's like they put them in these perfect little spots because they know how humans work. So they're able to just like kind of push them, just kind of nudge them a little bit. Like if somebody looks in or whispers in your ear and they're like, hey, you know, if you do that, you're probably going to get in a lot of trouble. And then right after you do it or you don't do it, they're like, why didn't you do that? You're going to be in a lot of trouble. And then that person disappears and that person's just like, you can't write on a piece of paper. Oh no, dude, I was, this officer next to me was telling me not to shoot the kid. You listen to who, what was the officer's name? What? Natural. It's too natural. So now everybody's like, oh no, that CIA agent that had his aim on that kid the whole time, he's the one to blame. He's part of the secret society. And he's over here like, what are you guys talking about? I'm not part of a secret society. He's like, no, there was an... and this is why you hear all these stories throughout fucking history where people are like, no, dude, I swear there was somebody who told this guy, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, no, that's just a senile old man from the 60s. He doesn't know nothing about the JFK shooting. Oh, you talking about all those people that were on the grassy knoll? Nah, man, they died of like car accidents and all that stuff like that, man. No, they don't. Oh, you talk about the guy who has Alzheimer's? Oh, yeah, go listen to what he's seen before they got in the car. Sure. Yeah, dude, that's how it works. Dude, it's genius. It's fucking genius because you know what's funny is as long as you all, like, dude, oh man, it's like as long as you just have these like people working, and think about how many people exist, dude. 8 billion humans, dude. So you ever played a Hitman? Mm-hmm. You ever played that game Hitman? Mm-hmm. You ever seen when they had like how many agents they had? The bald agents?
I don't remember.
Oh, dude, like 1 million. Oh, dude, they just contract them out. And they just keep going, and every time one dies, they just have another one they've been training, nonstop, dude.
That's right,
nonstop, dude. There would be millions of these guys all over the planet that all they got to do is get one little phone call. Hey, man, you're a sniper's buddy, real quick, and all you got to do is try to talk him into not shooting some kid. Just tell him that if he shoots this kid. And then that guy, and then after he goes, okay, and then right when the kid shoots, you tell him to do his job. Now that guy just disappears, and now he's being a doctor in 2 states over, just telling somebody, like, you just need to slip in and tell him, hey, you need to blah, blah, blah. Dude, it's crazy. He just slips in 2 states next to him and just goes, all you need to do is deny this kid his insurance. All you got to do is tell this kid his insurance isn't going to go through, even though it will. You just have to fake being a doctor and make him run out of that hospital mad as shit before a doctor actually talks to him, deny his insurance. That he denies that insurance. Boom. Now they send another agent who's like, all right, all you got to do is bump into this kid and tell him about how, the health insurance thing fucked him over too. Boom. Now another agent comes in where they're like, all you got to do is sell this kid a gun. He's got to act like a street dealer and sell his. Cops do it all the time. Mm-hmm. Cops are undercover all the time, and they get you in deals all the time. How would a fucking society of secret billionaires not be able to do that? That's exactly what they do, bro. And then they just send these agents, dude. They're probably walking all around us. Like, they're probably literally, dude, all around us.
It's like The Matrix.
Oh, my. Whoa.
That's why dude. The Matrix is such a good movie, bro.
Holy shit.
Because they have so many things in that movie that relate to our society.
Oh my God, you just blew my mind. Dude, is that like what everybody's been talking about this whole time?
Not really, no. But that's the agents are like written into the code, and they're like the virus, but they're like that's like the secret societies, dude. You know,
like it's
that's
all
how
just,
I look at it.
No, it's just one secret society.
Yeah,
yeah.
They're just written into the code. You know.
Yeah.
And then there's one guy that like pretty much has to fight Neo, the Agent Smith. You know, the main guy.
Yeah.
And like that's the main source code. So he's like probably the most powerful, but there's like it's probably like that with the secret societies.
And he's the source code.
He's the source code,
right?
dude,
But here at the end of the day, this is the funny thing right here.
But
the source code never matters.
No, it doesn't.
Because at the end of the day, they're still in the fucking thing, and they still got to leave the Matrix to go to the real world.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like even if you, oh my God, even if you found out the secret society and you stopped them all, and you're like, no, blah, 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 it literally doesn't matter.
No,
because they were just a distraction at the end of the day.
Yeah.
They were part of the thing to keep you moving.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's why it's so hard, and I think it's by design. Obviously, like everything is to make us like so confused and like not know the actual truth, and I don't know.
Well, it's pointless, is what it is at the end of the day. It becomes a pointless effort.
Really, that's why you're meant to just live your life and
just be happy.
Focus on what's around you, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Because if you, I don't know. Just get lost in it.
So you want to break down some of these that we're looking at over here?
Everyone's talking about the top left, but I was thinking about the bottom left.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, whatever.
I just saw. I don't know where I was reading it, but apparently I think you already said you knew, but I didn't know that Gates was building a smart city over past Buckeye.
Yeah,
25,000 acres or something crazy.
Mm-hmm. You know what's scary?
What even is a smart city though? I haven't really looked too much into it.
So what we're looking at right here, smart cities integrate information and communication technology and devices connected to the internet of things networked to optimize city services and connect to citizens. Okay. So for instance, like every single city can be controlled, or everything can be controlled by your phone, right?
In the city. So to enter the city, it's like a 15-minute city is basically what it would be. It's like enter the city. Everything is automated. So your gas gets pumped by a robot. Everything is robot. Everything is automated. So basically, it's the mark of the beast. No. Well, what's scary is this, right? So it's weird how people always claim that Gates was connected to it somehow, but then now he's like actually doing weird shit like this.
You know what's weird?
And then Elon too.
Bill Gates of hell. You know what's weird is that's what they want to do in Gaza as well.
I know. Trump, It's
kind of weird that this whole thing happened and just for a smart city to get... So you don't want a smart city...
That's why I thought it was like a fake thing, but like, oh no, this is real. It's happening.
What a smart city like entails?
Not really.
Social credit score.
Oh yeah. Yeah, okay.
So I have them in Japan and China already.
Yeah. So that is a thing. That's what the social credit score.
It's basic social credit score. So for instance, if you're a criminal, you can't walk into the smart city. Yeah. And then if, let's say, they control where, like, let's say Bill Gates is really who's actually control of all, like, the vegetables and owns a lot of the vegetable fields in Mexico and all this thing. Allegedly, right?
Yeah, probably does.
Then all the fruits and vegetables and everything get transported to the smart city
and not other cities.
Not other cities. So people like us can't go and buy groceries at a regular grocery store. We have to go to the smart city and sign up for the whole thing so they can take your face and put the thing on your hand so you're allowed to buy things, because they don't want any credit cards or anything. They don't want anything being touched. So it's just going to be a little thing that you kind of just put your hand right there and it goes.
Oh, wow. That's convenient.
Yeah. Or if they're like, hey, if your hands don't work and you're, a special needs person, or if you have Parkinson's, or if you have like cerebral palsy, or if your hand got cut off somehow and you don't have a hand, well, we can put it on your forehead.
Oh, they said this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. So we can put a thing on your forehead where what it does is it just connects right here and it scans your face just so you can get your face in there. Yeah.
Well, at least I know my house will be going up in price.
Isn't that wild? Isn't that wild? And it's gonna be like there's gonna be like have to be like a little mark because they put it in your skin, so there's gonna be like this little like mark on your skin.
Wonder if it'll be an X or a yahi.
It's probably going to be an X,
and then it turns into a yahi.
That's where because the X is gonna be the little thing that they
Yeah.
It's going to be a little X probably. Yeah. And then it'll be a little X on your forehead. Yeah. Probably the mark of the beast.
Yeah, beast.
No,
Dude, I mean, that's literally what it sounds like.
No,
it's
but that's
crazy, but
if you talk to any of the older folk or any of the conspiracy
they've been talking
people,
about this for like
they've been talking about
a
this
long
for
time.
60, 70 years.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you look into the
People
book
have been-
1984,
yeah, it's Smart City.
That book talks about
Yeah.
this exact thing.
That's why I
Yeah.
think that it's just I don't know. The timing of it's just crazy because I feel like they tried to make this happen like 10 years ago and it just for whatever reason couldn't be played out. But now it's like
The
happening.
technology wasn't there.
Yeah.
I
I think that everything that what people warn us about, it's always like 10 years later. I think. It's kinda how it works. So
it's
like,
not about. It's
whatever
not about. It's not
people are
about
warned.
when it is, bro.
Yeah.
10 years later or not.
Yeah.
It's not about that,
Oh.
right? Because I was being explained to this.
Seems
as
like
well.
everything's delayed though. If you know what I'm trying to say.
I was being
like
explained to
everything's
this.
delayed.
I was being explained to this as well. Like
So what
the way prophecy works is it is talked about and then like 10 years later, but it's not about when it's talked about. It's about like when it catches up to itself. When it's like allowed to be. So like for instance, with all like the technology shit they're saying with like the 1984, how it's like, this is going to happen. This is going to happen.
Flying
this
cars.
also needs to catch up to that for them to meet. This is why the technology hasn't been allowed to get there yet. This is why we haven't been allowed to, like, they've had technology for a long time, dude, but they've been waiting to drag it out.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've been waiting to drag it out for a reason because they need this technology to meet up with this prophecy thing. They need this country to fight this country. So
Yeah.
dude, it's how it is, bro. It's like, yeah. And then you wanna talk about this one, the right corner.
Oh yeah, I mean, apparently it's happened before. I mean, I didn't see anything before like 2000. So I don't know. I didn't do. I researched for like 30 minutes, so I didn't like super dive into it. But
I mean, it's happened
rivers,
before.
rivers, and a couple of like bodies of water around the world have been turning red.
Yeah, so
like super dark red.
And algae turns them red.
And apparently,
so
I'd say it's an algae.
There's a chemical
Yeah.
algae imbalance that turns them all red. But the really
So it's
interesting
a natural
thing,
effect that happens.
but it's a natural effect that happens.
Exactly.
And I think
yeah.
that's what's so
Exactly,
interesting about people being like, oh, it can't be prophecy or it can't be anything interesting like that because it's like, oh, it's just science. Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
it's just it just randomly decides to happen right when the Earth or the moon just turned red.
Yeah.
And then all this shit's happening. Oh, and then everything turns red. All right. Because the only time it ever the last time it scientifically happened was when Moses was talking to.
In recent history
Yeah.
that I saw is 2012 is one I saw.
And
but I was
that's
like,
even a
okay,
sketchy
that
time
doesn't-
too. Like, oh, that kind of adds to it.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
all these doomsday fish are popping up. All these oarfish and everything are like popping up or whatever. And then that happens, and then now they're saying that it might be fake because I seen a couple of TikToks and I looked it up. Apparently, they are getting seismic readings of like a ginormous creature under the ocean.
Oh, the Kraken or something?
Yeah, some people are talking about it. They're getting readings of like a bigger than like a megalodon, like a fucking creature that should not exist on this planet. We're getting seismic readings of, and that's like what?
Oh.
And then there's like these like no,
Dude, that's so
and then
crazy.
you hear all these things where they're like,
Yeah.
because our radars are getting better. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, there's an underground ocean. You're like, what? There's an underground ocean now. Boom. So there's like, okay, so why haven't these things been? That's why I don't like. You know what, dude? How far is a mile?
5,280 feet.
No, it's not. It's 2,000 feet.
Oh.
Did you know that?
Wait, why is that 5280 is what always been told though?
That's what I've always been told. And then I looked it up. It's 2,000 steps is what they say. Approximately 2,000 steps because a human walks 2 feet at a time. So now they're saying that a mile is only 2,000 steps. Then I'm
Bro,
like,
that's some weird shit that they're changing that.
that's what I'm
'cause,
saying, bro. It
dude,
doesn't
that
make
just-
sense. So what I'm trying to
Oh,
say
you
is science is changing all the time. It's like what's
Yeah.
real, what's not real. Like,
Huh.
are creatures actually small? Like, wait. Do you guys actually know anything about the ocean?
I don't think they do, dude.
They
I think
don't
they just
fucking
say,
know anything.
that
dude.
is an actual like statistic that I do know. It's like 7 or 5% of the ocean's discovered. But like, what does that even mean? That means we don't know anything.
Have you guys not?
That means we don't
there's
know
like
anything.
8 billion of us. How do you guys not know shit? Like, go out there and learn some shit. Like, what do we pay for? You know,
it's
what I mean?
probably because it's not safe, dude.
It's not.
It's just
because there's
not
some
meant to
shit
be.
they don't.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. You know, okay, let me explain this to you real quick. So I want to talk about this. I'm going to get you into the UFC, and you need to start watching the UFC with me because I want to talk about the UFC. And you don't want to talk about the UFC.
I want to talk about it. I just need to watch it. I just don't know nothing. Yeah, I just don't know enough. Yeah. I like talking about it.
I do want to talk about this. Why are all these like fighters that were good and they were like really good and they were doing really well, but like now they suck? Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, Leon Edwards got his ass whooped, like really bad. He didn't even like put up a fight. That's like two fights in a row he's got his ass whooped, and he was doing really well. He's doing really, really well. I don't know what's happening. He's just kind of been the UFC's kind of just been getting their ass whooped. What, like 9 fights went to fucking decision yesterday or some shit? It just, or on Saturday. I don't know. It's getting on my nerves, but I did win a nice parlay. So
nice, dude.
Hit me with that. Let's go, baby. DraftKings, dude. What's up?
Should we bet on whether or not Conor McGregor will actually be
There is a bet in
the running president of Ireland?
Ooh, that would be sick. Yeah. Conor McGregor's.
You think he's actually?
No, they fucking hate him in Ireland.
That's what I was gonna say. Didn't he just like have like a horrible like charge against him? And
yeah, but it was a civil charge, and the chick, I think it's a Me Too thing probably. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's why there's no way.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
either.
Actually, I don't know anything.
That,
so if it is not, like peace be to her.
That's
or
crazy,
whatever,
bro.
Yeah.
He's going for that.
That is pretty cool.
He's got bowls of steel.
He's got bowls of steel. He's got bowls of steel. Yeah. I think he's gonna fight Ilia Topuria because Ilia Topuria is talking about he moved up a weight class. So Ilia Topuria was under the Conor McGregor weight class, and then he's moving up a weight class. And he did this thing where he posted on Twitter where he's like, I have a surprise for you, and you guys aren't going to believe it. Now, there's nobody in the UFC that he can fight unless it would be John fucking Jones that we would not believe. So there's only one person.
Isn't John Jones heavyweight? Or
yeah. So,
like,
but there's only one. That's what I'm saying. That's the only one I wouldn't believe. So there's only one. The only person would probably be
back.
Conor. Oh.
And they fight in fucking.
That would be insane.
They fight in Ukraine.
They just
on
fight
the battlefield.
on the battlefield.
Life or death.
Life or death. No, dude, that would be so
crazy.
insane if Khabib came back. He'll never come back.
Just snaps Conor's neck.
He's never. It's not over. No. Yeah. No. I think it's gonna be Conor McGregor. I think Conor McGregor's coming back. I think we're gonna see a Conor McGregor fight.
Interesting.
He's a big boy
probably
right now.
what the world needs.
Yeah. And then
he looks big. Yeah, he looks scary. Dude.
So this guy has been wanting to talk about Bryce Mitchell.
I just saw a quick thing. Is that apparently he's getting possessed or something?
This is the
or
problem.
Like, what's going on?
This is the
I don't
problem
know anything about it
with
though.
social media. So
like
fighters should not have social media. Certain people
Really?
shouldn't have social media. You know, like who's a really good example of this? Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia went on social media and just
I've heard that name before.
He
but
fucking dude. He went on there and just said like the most ridiculous shit in the world. And he's like a real big example of why these fighters shouldn't have social media. Well, like why people shouldn't have social media. Like if you're not like our whole thing is like we do comedy. So our whole thing is talking to people, not making a fucking fool of yourself, and like not saying too crazy shit on stage so you don't get canceled. So like our whole thing is we're not gonna go and just say the most ridiculous shit on social media. Now fighters, their thing is ridiculousness. That's their whole thing is fighting. It's fucking crazy. It's like if you say some shit and you get more views for a fight, it's better. Like look at Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor is like, who the fuck is that guy? Like his whole thing was like, that. So these guys shouldn't have social medias if they're not PR trained. Like that guy Bryce Mitchell is not fucking PR trained. Like he thinks the earth is flat. He talks about that kind of shit. The reason why he's saying there's a legion of demons is because the guy he's fighting, right? It has a tattoo on his stomach that says Lord.
Oh.
There's a language barrier, right, between the two of them, and Bryce Mitchell constantly keeps telling this guy, "You're not Lord, you're not Lord." And like keeps talking shit to the guy. The guy does not understand anything he's fucking saying because he's Brazilian. I'm pretty sure the dude believes in God.
Yeah.
No, the
Probably,
tattoo on his stomach, Lord, is for the Lord.
Yeah.
He's not saying he's the Lord.
Yeah.
He's saying
it's for the
Jesus
Lord.
Christ.
Like, yeah.
So
that's what I would.
So the guy Bryce Mitchell kind of is just stupid. Where he's like, oh, he's sending a legion of demons against me. He's saying that he's like at night, he's waking up in the middle of the night. And there's like, they're sending like women after him in his dreams. And he's making a fight. He's a smart fucking dude because people like me and you are actually talking about it. We've never talked about the UFC, but now you want to talk about that. Yeah. It got to your feed. Mm-hmm. You see, like, that's why he does that. That's why people do that. Sense. They're smart. Yeah. I just think it's really like it's a.
He's not actually getting possessed.
No, not at all. He probably thinks he is because he's fucking insane. But it's pretty funny though. It's like
it has really bad CTE. I'm possessed. Dude, oh my god! Did you guys see that?
Dude.
That shadow talking to me.
There was a fighter that was just saying his mom is not his mom, and it's like some spy that they sent after him and trying to take his house and.
That's just kind of sad.
It is sad, dude. That's why they should.
That's actually kind of sad.
Yeah. No one should. They should not be allowed to have social media, man. It's like the it's like I want to say something so bad. It's like hot downs chicks, dude. Like who's giving these ones social media? Like they shouldn't have social media. Like who?
They do it on their own, dude.
That's what I'm.
They know how to do it.
It's the same way with fighters. They're like, they know how to do it. They get a phone and they figure it out somehow. And
dude, I found this one that is not, hot downs, but this guy is like, I would love to meet him and make videos with him, dude, because he literally is recreating.
What's his name?
Reese of the Rings.
Oh shit.
He literally recreates Lord of the Rings, but it's his own version of it. And like he has this. It's like totally how I like imagine how I want to film videos and stuff and like make these reels. So I'm like, dude, he's so good at it. Like I love that. It was inspiring, honestly. I was like, this is so cool. You
should ask him.
It's just him down in a river and he's like cups some water and then he drinks it and stuff and he's like just walking and then the video ends. And then the next video is like, dude, it's crazy.
Damn.
It's really good actually. Like,
all right. You think we should call it 51?
Yeah.
All right, guys. That was Hunchback Insomniac episode
Double
10. That's double digits.
Double digits.
Double digits. Episode X.
Gonna give it to you.
X gonna give it to you. Fucking dude, like Excision. Fucking
Triple X. Vin Diesel. DMX.
But yeah. All right. Well, episode 10. Love you guys. Like, subscribe, please. If you made it this far. If not, well,
it's okay.
Hey, guess what? Hey, guess what? Hey, we do it for us.
Oh, we do it for us now.
Get up here, buddy. Hey, get up
I thought we did it for you.
Hey, get up here. Hey. We do it for us.
We do it for us.
We do it for us.
Not just him anymore. It's for us now.
Hey.
Wow.
Hunchback Insomniac, episode 10, dude.